Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with this report claiming that Barca Vice President Edward Romeo provides assurance over the registration of new signings. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about Captain Sergio Roberto, as the Barca veteran have told Javi that he should give him one more chance. He really wants to continue next season despite exit rumors. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full story, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Speaking at a press meeting, Barcelona's economic vice president, Eduard Romeo, has claimed that the registrations of the new contracts signed by several stars will take place without any problem as soon as the board offers up a €6 million as a guarantee to La Liga. Barcelona have tied down several players to new contracts but have been unable to get them registered with La Liga due to their financial fair play situation. While Gavi's new deal has been registered thanks to the precautionary measure from the court, others such as Ronald Araujo, Sergio Roberto, Marcos Alonso, and Inaki Piena will see the status of their contract registrations as pending. It must be noted that Gavi's registration is also subject to the court ruling and could be overturned if the precautionary measure is withdrawn. However, Edward Romeo has insisted that the Catalans have everything under control with regards to the registration as long as the €6 million guarantee is paid, he said. It is an issue that we have resolved. We are calm. For us, it was very important to preserve the club's asset, and these players are our assets, he said. Romeo further confirmed that the presentation of the guarantee will be approved by the board on June 28th. The Catalans have to pay up to €6 million as they had failed to reduce their salary mass to the required amount last year. From €104 million, it was supposed to be lowered to €94 million, but the club was only able to cut down €4 million. As such, they have to pay the remaining €6 million as guarantee, he said. The staff was ready in September and it was difficult to meet that objective, Romeo said about the non-compliance. Of course, we know this summer it is no secret that Barca needs to create enough room on their finances, on the wage bill of players, in order to accommodate new players first and foremost, and also in order to register the new signings and of course register the new contracts. Talking about the players who have renewed their contracts, the likes of Gavi, the good news is he has been registered, but this report says it is not 100% guarantee that it will remain so. Of course, it's still pending. And talking about players like Araujo, talking about players like, Inaki Piena and so on and so forth, those players are still waiting for their contract renewal to be registered. And this will come as a sigh of relief to those players who are in those situations, as the economic vice president, Edward Romeo, is giving them an assurance. Of course, we know that when the board is talking, they always give that positivity. They make us to be optimistic, which is supposed to be so. But that we have listened to them such many occasions in that tone when they are more positive. They say things will be fine, but at the end of the day, we see that things go south. Things don't go the way they told us it would be. Especially from Laporta, when he says this, sometimes he means the opposite. But of course, we just hope that this summer window, players that will come, they will have that space. We don't have to repeat the same situation over and over. Last season and the other season, Barca had this issue of registration delayance of new signings, and it was a problem. It was a big problem. Yesterday, for example, we did sign Ilkay Gundogan. Some reports are saying that before signing Ilkay Gundogan, Barca had already assured him that he will be registered imminently. Whereas there are some reports claiming that, if Barca don't register Ilkay Gundogan until the start of La Liga, he is free to leave if he wants to. He is free to leave as a free agent to another club. All this comes just because Barcelona have had a bad record of registration issues, which doesn't make sense. Because when signing a player, you should already create space for him. There's no time that you keep a player waiting and you have to ask other players, begging them to maybe reduce their salaries or pushing some players out of the window because you want to register new signings. All this must be something planned. Proper planning prevent all these issues, and I think that Barcelona needs to avoid that this summer. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. According to a new report, Roberto, of course, being one of Barca's longest serving members at the current squad, having made his debut for the senior team since 2010, Roberto was never the most talented figure for Barca, but has always attempted to punch above his own weight as he seeks continuation at the club of his dreams. After Sergio Busquets and Alba, two legendary veterans of the game, bid farewell to Barcelona, Roberto is now in line to succeed them as the first captain of the club next season. The versatile right back has even signed a new contract with the club. However, Saudi Arabia, who are highly interested in creating a competitive league and have signed several big name players from Europe already, have set their sights on Sergio Roberto as well. In fact, the oil-rich country reportedly inquired about the Barca veteran yesterday. But in a recent revelation by Gerard Romero, it appears that Barca captain Sergio Roberto will in fact continue at the club next season. Despite the incredible financial benefit offered by Saudi Arabia, Roberto looks insistent on keeping his place in the Barca squad. At the age of 31, the Spaniard says it's too early to jump ship and he considers fighting for his place, especially after the news that he will be Barca's first captain next season. With a year left on his contract, Sergio Roberto could prove himself to be as useful as he has been for Xavi. Barca's preference to keep him may also arise from the fact that the born and bred La Masia player embodies the club's values like none other. Moreover, Xavi has also spoken highly about the player in his press conferences, saying that he is always underappreciated, he is underrated, and so on and so forth. On significantly lower wages compared to Jose Maria Bartomeu era and a reduced role in the squad, the club and player may find it mutually agreeable to see out the next year together. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.